Hello and welcome in or welcome back to another timeless pick a card reading. This is Shyann Crow and I talk tarot. Today we have Quieting the Mind, Shining Through, the Uncharted Sea.
The timestamps are in the description box below.
I look forward to seeing you at your reading. Hi Group 1, welcome in and welcome back. Today you chose number 32 with Quieting the Mind. So the initial energies I get for this group is I see you truly cherishing your love and what you love deeply within a space inside where you go within. I feel that there's a lot to be said for how this group keeps themselves grounded with hobbies. As you awaken from the spirit within, you bring back out clarity of mind, almost like this interest or favored task is like your therapy, and it's incredible for your energy. Your light burns brighter for the world when you take part in this passion. It could be meditation, yoga, something that grounds you and centers you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start with the tarot. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm very excited to see what Spirit has to say. Okay. So for initial energies, we have the World in reverse and Death in reverse. Let's go ahead and pull a little bit more energy. So this energy could be like taking a hiatus, not being too sure about something, being kind of skeptical, lacking fulfillment in a certain area. Paired with the death, we have sort of kind of like a need to come to a conclusion about something, which essentially, paired with quieting the mind, we have needing to go within and decide for yourself exactly what it is that you see within the current energies around you. Okay. We also have Judgment upright. We have Five of Cups, the Lovers, and we'll go ahead and sit with the Two of Pentacles as well. So whenever it comes to judgment, we do have a sort of like moment of awakening, something that you realize that comes to light for you. It could be an epiphany. You could be spiritually awakening to something that you hadn't seen before within your hobbies, like opening up to new energies that make you feel more fulfilled than you would have had you not taken part in the thing that gets you most clarity in your day. And then we move into the Five of Cups with this energy, with this realization. It's kind of like you may be regretting or mourning not having taken advantage of the situation beforehand, and it needs time for you. You need time to recognize whatever you may have lost. There's still something to be seen for what you still have and what you have to gain from your current situation as well. We also have the Lovers. With the Lovers, this is kind of like the primordial choice. This is something that has been destined to be for your learning, for your growth, for your emotional fulfillment, whatever it is, this thing that you need to quiet your mind about and go within, and ultimately making a choice. And you feel as if you may be favoring one decision more so over the other. Let's go ahead, Spirit, and clarify this energy for the collective here with us today. Yes, we have the Hermit, something that you're going inside about, something that you may feel like you may be able to cultivate. It sounds like some sort of wisdom that you're bringing back out into the world after having been in this space of clarification. Let's go ahead, Spirit, now and clarify judgment with the Five of Cups. Being judgmental about something that you've lost, or needing to move on from something, that move on with what you still have. We also have the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse can talk about essentially having a sort of kind of The Fool does talk about foolishness, so it could be you having the need to let go of something that at one point you recognize that the energy to hold on to that, which it would essentially be foolish at this point, and to step into more of a mature nature with these things, and remembering that you're your own worst critic, and that can make us, you know, have a sort of discomfort within our energy, um, and needing to move on from a situation. We also have the Seven of Swords in reverse as well. So the Seven of Swords kind of gives an air of impulsiveness, kind of like being a little unsure of a current situation. It suggests, with being on top of the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles, that there may be a current um, relational situation that you may not be too sure about, and wanting to get clear on exactly where it is that you guys are headed, in maybe a relationship or a partnership or some sort of agreement with each other. Let's go ahead and clarify with some oracle, please. Spirit, what do we need to clarify for what's going on in this current energy? We have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Okay, and then we also have Protection. You're protected. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. So I feel like there may have been an ending here, something that you've needed to be more clear on in recent days. And this is something that you go over with yourself frequently within the energy of what it is that you practice to get yourself grounded and centered. It does kind of take up a bit of your mind. This could have to do with school. It could have to do with familial circumstances, and needing to set better boundaries and protect yourself from things that are not serving you, or people specifically who are trying to take away your power at this time. We have transformation here. This has the energy of, this fairy tells you to surrender to your transformation in your life, to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. And with this card energy, I definitely feel that she's trying to tell you that what is meant for you is going to come in divine timing, and there is a shift on the horizon here, as I see that you're currently juggling maybe more than one energy, and there needs to be a sort of a shift. We have her overlooking the Hermit, so this could be, you know, what you feel that may have been unreasonable in the past is actually calling to be seen as more of a way of cultivating your own wisdom, and where you can be a mentor for people. And through that transformation, we have believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around you in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says that you are part of nature, so you are magic too. And not to forget that you bring something to the table. You have something to offer here, and if they and whoever this additional energy is that may be causing you to feel like you're not safe in some way or protected, or they're trying to take too much of a good thing that you have to offer, just know you're a calling to remember your power, remember your worth, and being able to give yourself the light of day too, to see that you deserve more clarity in this situation, and to definitely now call it to you within your quieting of the mind. We also have 37. I'm going to go ahead and read this Oracle of E. It says silver lining. So let's go ahead and yeah, with silver lining too, it definitely wants to tell you that this is not an end all be all situation, you know, like it's you know, through your own trials and tribulations, that there is always a silver lining within this situation. I also I think that it's a good call to recognize the specific tarot deck card I have. They all have silver linings. So it says it only looks like disruption. In reality, everything is fine. Everything, in fact, is beyond fine. Underneath appearances is a silver, gold, and platinum lining. Enjoy. So whatever you may be coming into realization of spiritually, this is your spirit's telling you that there's something more to be seen and perceived, and you would do good to go within and recognize where there is a silver lining at this time and not to ruminate too much. We also have awakening the lion, yes, with number 19. Okay. Whenever I see this awakening the lion card, it kind of brings me into the energy of recognizing where you need to be brave and to realize how your energy has the capacity to be that stoic sort of self-starter, and to remember that within how much you respect and protect others, you have the capacity to do so for yourself as well. Okay, and then we also have a higher view, yes, with number 41. A higher view calls to recognize that you have the ability to see above a situation and to see more clearly, and not to be too hasty in making a choice on a situation without before going in and deciding what it is that you value in your current situation that's going to be significantly beneficial, and to not be too impatient with your current life circumstances, because there is transformation on the horizon, and so that's definitely calling you to slow down and kind of think before you act. Gonna go ahead and ask Spirit now to pull a couple more oracle to conclude the reading here today. I appreciate you being with me, and I would like to think that if there's anything that you want to open up about in the comments, that we could definitely speak about what it is that you've seen in this pile that may be resonating with you at this time. This is the perfect timing, as this is one of my earlier videos, especially, that we can kind of connect, and I could even give a little bit more of a read on something that you may want even more clarification on. But for right now, it is calling you to have an open mind. So that means that when you do have space and time to recollect on things that may be kind of superficial on the surface that you may not be sure about, when you go in to think, you can find a sort of thriving energy in how you choose to equip your energy, your attention, and your attitude, right? So if you're more open to the thoughts that are coming in when you're taking part in this thing that gets you centered, that's where you're really going to find this thriving sort of nature, this sort of energy that's going to get you a bit more fulfillment than you currently have right now with your situation. I'm going to go ahead and see what we have for attitude, for how to deal with it, and when to deal with it. And when everything is going to kind of come to a head here with the Fantasy Cats Oracle. Okay, so this is ruling. Okay. So we have how the show is being run. Okay. We have dreaming popped out also. So what you've been dreaming about, that you're trying to make come to light, come to fruition. How you're running your own mind, what you're dreaming about. Let's go ahead and get some timing. And then we have fall. Yeah, the quiet joy of transformation. So this energy is calling you to allow things to fall to the wayside, to kind of close out a chapter, and it does have a sort of energy of letting something die that no longer serves you, because there's something that is going on within you that's currently ruling your mind. Okay, the thing that you're kind of like very captivated on, something that takes up your mind. It could be a memory or a circumstance that you continuously think about that is at this point calling to be put to rest. Okay. And there is ways to do that. You know, there's an energy for you to clear out the clutter in your mind, to give yourself more space for what's going to serve you better. There is a big part in actively choosing what you think about at this time that needs to be called to, you need to recognize that you're in control a bit more than you've been allowing your mind to believe. We need to feed our mind thoughts that are going to put us more in power for our existence. Let's go ahead and talk with the Forest Fae about what the energies are here. We have She of the Mossy Bry. Not all things are as they seem. Trust in your intuition. Trust yourself. Trust your ability to create your own clarity in your reality as you've chosen to be here as it stands. And we have the Forest Walker. Keep courage and be gentle, and to be gentle with yourself, because it is a time to call in a sort of healing for any old traumas that may have been inconsistent with where you want to see yourself, and to believe that there is more truth in your intuition than anything outside of you is going to give you. Okay, so that's all I have for you, group one. Thank you so much for coming in and being with me and hanging out and spending some time. I look forward to the next one. Until next time, have a great week. Hi, group two. Welcome in and welcome back. I'm so happy for your reading today. Today you chose the card Shining Through with the number 30. And the initial energies I'm getting for this group is that you've awakened to the light from within that may have been lying dormant due to a learning process that had to be experienced before coming into like a newfound form of power. And this power will definitely help you call to existence more passion, more openness, the ability to follow through with events, and the energies that take place in this new vibration. In this new vibration that you're holding is being called to be held in a higher regard than you may have been previously perceived, which is totally awesome. And you're shining brighter now, and others can't help but at least notice your growth and how you're blossoming. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the tarot, see what our energies are for today, for what we need to hear from Spirit. The cosmic beings. Okay. Woo. You're calling to action a significant experience as well. Something that now that you have kind of like upgraded, leveled up, yeah, there's definitely a call to actually use that energy to wield better experiences for your life currently. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and open into these. Okay. We actually have Strength in reverse and the Page of Wands. So the initial energy is thrown on the board here. Well, we have a very physical nature at hand here with this. You may be starting something new. You may be starting a fitness program. There may be something that you're looking to do this season that brings you more out into the open and just being very raw and real in your experiences. You may be sharing this in one way or another. We have the Page of Wands as well can kind of talk about being really motivated, super energetic, new projects coming in about this certain endeavor. And it's also calling in the Queen of Pentacles to speak for having a more intensity of beauty than you once were willing to kind of share with the world, and being able to give back in a way that's kind of respectable in a way that, like, clearly this woman has worked hard and cherished what she has worked hard on, in the material form of things, which she's created for herself and those that she cherishes. And so with that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles can kind of talk about more about, well, the Nine of Pentacles here, yes, it is in reverse. So essentially, it's calling more to, sort of lower energy state, something that you may be focusing on that you've created is going to make you a bit tired, a bit restless. You may be sad at times for what it is that you have to go through, in order to partake in these sort of circumstances with the Strength card. Okay, and then we have the Empress, though. The Empress comes out, full-fledged, talking about how this, fulfills a sort of fertility for you. You gain more creativity from this process that you go through that could be of a physical nature. And then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So the Seven of Swords, this can talk about, being spontaneous. This can talk about maybe, not seeing things as clearly as you did before, maybe feeling good about taking something that is not necessarily yours. But then we have the Four of Wands, coming in to speak for more of a, level of level of bliss that you receive from this sort of, circumstance. So it's not without challenge, and it is going to take others to be able to get there. But it's saying at this time right now, there is something to be seen for, new foundations that are being created within yourself, and where you can see yourself moving into the future, based on what you're currently focusing on. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move into some oracle to kind of clarify what it is that you're moving into. Where has this bright energy that you've recently come into? It's like a newfound confidence. It's the ability to be able to kind of step out of the norm. You know what? Let me just take a moment to kind of clarify a little bit more where we're going with this super physical, super excitable energy. Because there is a level of kind of like, you didn't get to this position without feeling a certain sense of, I won't call it depression, like, because, with the center of this reading, is Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So you kind of had to go through a dark night of the soul to get to this point of being able to better shine your light in the world and what you actually want to see for yourself. Yeah, we have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands talks all about like new opportunities, taking a new, venture into something that you've never kind of even really dipped your toe into, just being able to be more open to new experiences. This definitely feels very physical, like you may be starting, a new, um, fitness adventure. This could be a, a new like a pre-existing passion that takes a lot of energy from you, to be able to do, but you love it so much that it's kind of worth it. And then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which kind of is, you're in your head too much, really being constrained by your own thoughts, not realizing that you are kind of putting yourself in your own kind of mental prison with this idea towards this physical thing that you're trying to, now open up with this new light and present to the world in whatever way that's going to be able to better serve you, because you've found that it's time to come out of this, saddened state, that this thing that is on your mind is been causing for you. And then we have, the clarification on the Empress, and the Seven of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So yeah, Page of Pentacles is kind of all about being more practical, bringing in your own sense of style. There could be financial news coming in for you about kind of where it is you stand with this new thing, and, what it's going to take for you to come out of this unrest for yourself. So yeah, let me go ahead and clarify now where we can see ourselves and what energy we're moving into. Okay, so yeah, there's something to be learned for where you're moving into this newness of energy with something of a yeah, it's like coming out of internal blockages. There's something like within your mind, or that you keep continuing to tell yourself that, oh, I'll never get here because this is in my way, or I am being way too impatient with myself on making a decision, but yet I don't feel ready. Those kinds of things. It says Sisterhood of the Rose. It says beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So, what this tells me is that there is something else pulling you. So, you can feel it from within, but it's coming kind of like outside of you, whether you've been supported in some way, encouraged in some way, even if it's a spiritual thing where your spirit guides are kind of like nudging you to take this new step into appreciating the beauty that you do have, and learning the lessons that you need to learn within this new venture. Uh, yeah, they're calling you to accept what it is that you need to learn at this time, in coming out of your shell a bit here. We also have Pleiades, which is a super expansive and clear, optimistic energy where it's kind of like you're on a soul mission. It says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. By you taking the time and effort to put forth the energy that may at times drain you, it like what you do now is going to set you up tenfold, and things will get easier for you as you fulfill these foundations here. And just to know that you have Star Mother on your side, there is Mother energy on your side. It says, how can you mother yourself? How can you be a better version of yourself through being the person that you need, to encourage you and to pull yourself into the light and to kind of shine your own brightness for the world at this time. Um, there's no time like the present, is what I heard, you know. um, and when you have questions like, well, I don't know when I'll start, when should I start, the moment you have that thought is essentially calling to action, right? It's an awakening of a question often is the answer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and talk with the fairies now. Let's go ahead in with group 2. What does group 2 need to hear from fairies at this time? The fairy realm is here to speak on, yeah, believing in your own magic, being able to open your eyes and see the magic that's all around you in nature, and to let the superficiality of life kind of, fall away, and to bring in more of an authenticity of, accepting exactly where it is that you're at, maybe physically or with your skills and where your passions lie and where you need to kind of cultivate more effort and to do the work, all while realizing you have the worth. The fairies of the Northern Lights say that you are part of nature, so you are magical too. So no matter what you put forth at this time is going to be significantly more powerful with this awakening within you. And if you just continue to follow that drive that you have, that you can feel, that's kind of lighting you up and firing you up to make a big change within your life personally, it's definitely calling you to take your best foot forward in that direction. It says stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So taking some time at night, especially because we have that, at this time of the reading, we have the strawberry moon coming, being able to kind of center your mind and speak with the moon. And because the moon talks heavily about change and being willing to see that which may be in the shadows more clearly with fairy sight. Um, yeah. Your psychic energy is really awakening at this time, really helping you to be able to feel like you can go on a new journey. Could be a weight loss journey. It could be a creative endeavor. Excuse me. I also see an adventure for travel in the near future, or that would be a reward for taking initiative to do this new thing that gains you a more financial standing in your current situation. It says it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. You may be traveling. You may find yourself in a situation where you've worked so hard on this passion that it's now time to expand into different countries with your efforts, which is totally cool. That's fantastic. And then we have the Forest Fae want to speak today. Usually this is my last oracle that I'll use to kind of conclude the reading. But right now the Forest Fae do want to speak with the fairies. It says, the gatekeeper, let go. All things are possible on the borderlands. So you will have more possibilities come to you the more that you step out from your comfort zone and into a new space where you can create bigger and better, more expansive things for yourself. The Pleiades say, double mission. So they're telling you that you need to step out into the world and find yourself in a space that you would have probably never gone had you not taken advantage of the push to be more open about what it is that you do, whatever you're physically bringing to the world. It says, the Sentinel, new opportunities shall manifest in unexpected ways. Yeah, you may be actually offered a new position somewhere that is overseas. You may have an experience with someone that you find that is that you're destined to be with one way or another, even if it is just like financial in nature, or this could be romantic, but taking the move towards something that you love is being called to action at this time. Okay, it's almost like finally going over those borders is kind of like a call. It's like a rite of passage, a calling you into this new energy that is requesting to be perceived more highly. Yeah, and by making these moves and shifting your energy into something more expansive, it may be exhausting at times. It may be laborious, like jet lag and things, but it's better than not making any decision at all. Because I can see that this is purposeful for you. Your purpose has been revealed to you in this time of blossoming. And it's time for you to be able to awaken into that power. And in that too, not to be too hasty, but it is also inadvertently going to heal parts of yourself that you didn't know you needed to be awakened. Yeah. Willing release. And with willing release, it's making the conscious effort to allow for more prosperity and abundance to come into your life through the releasing of the things that are holding you back, and realizing that you are always going to be for someone no matter what, and to not rush. There's no need to rush in this. These things flow in their own timing because they can only go so fast, and to recognize it's a journey, not a sprint. Yeah. I just took a deep breath, and then it says a deep breath. That's so funny. I don't know if any of you heard that on the microphone, but probably. so it's saying a deep breath to remember in times of, strife, or times of, discomfort or anxiety. The best thing that we can do for ourselves is reconnect into our nature and take a deep breath and cleanse out the energies that you may be feeling stuck or maybe making you jittery. It's within that breath that you find the determination to keep moving forward, okay, to make your dreams come to light. So, and I do feel that this is an intense enough space within you now at this time that I'm going to call in the angels to speak with you further on what it is that we're moving into with this energy at this time. With Shining Through, we have group 2, what angels would like to speak with us. Higher cosmic beings, come and shine your light as we shine with you. Partnership. Yeah, so the going overseas, or maybe a long distance relationship, or maybe creating a new connection that is involving the expansion, the diplomatic nature of opening up to different environments, different cultures. We have courage to ask for and accept help. Okay, so yes, so this could also be, you know, even if this I'm getting the energy that there may be somebody who you want to work with about something that you're trying to bring more into existence for yourself that is more passionate in nature that you need to take action on. Having partnerships and working with people who are in the same kind of like focus or niche or like, you know, whatever it is that you're focusing on for this specific thing. It's saying ask for help as a sign of strength. It is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when we ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. So be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. So part of coming out and shining your best light is being able to take help from others and accepting where you may be insecure in certain situations, but there are people to help you and that's what they do. And for them, it's not an insecure thing. They're not looking at your insecurities. They're looking to help you. And that is the most important thing because everyone has goals and it's important to let people in sometimes and see your true light too. They are the first to see what it is that you can truly offer and bring to the world. And it takes just one mind to see the light within you to be able to continue to help you cultivate that. You know, partnerships here is talking about allowing helpful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career. And both parties benefit as a result. Look at that. Yeah, it says you're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So don't be afraid to get that physical trainer. Don't be afraid to get a mentor. You know, with the hermit, it's saying that you need to take action on being more accepting of the higher energies that have been there, done that can help you start to come into your own power in that regard as well. I'm going to go ahead and just pull a little bit more on Oracle, but I think we're pretty clear now that whatever it is you're solely focusing on about what it is you want to bring into the world as you've felt this new sense of confidence, to truly believe in it at this time. There it is. I felt that one. Yeah, pleasure. And maybe in a, you know, yeah, so, oh, and we have taking risks at the bottom of the desk. Yeah, take this risk because you will find a level of satisfaction and fulfillment from making an effort, you know, and really moving into this newfound sense of adventure that you're motivated to bring to completion. I'm going to go ahead and pull the Oracle of E because it's kind of a satisfying way to get additional message. I am going to read from the book on this one. What does pile 2 need to hear? Oh, here it is. I can feel it. Okay. We have, you know, going on this new adventure is going to be like an hasta la vista, baby. You're just really excited. You know, this is definitely for you, and to remember to not take this new experience lightly because it brings you exactly into a matched light of expansion that you need to experience at this time. As well as you open up and become more confident, there's going to be new although you will be held accountable for your actions, it's attuning you to a higher purpose at this time that cultivates friendships as well, as what I'm feeling. So it says, remember that song Queen Elsa sings in the Disney movie Frozen when she unleashes her magic? Well, if you didn't catch this animated flick, it's time to let it go, walk away, and just like you never look back at the trash can you leave at the curb, don't give it a second glance. It's time for new beginnings, out with the old and in with the new. You need to totally just be supportive of these passionate thoughts that you're thinking and bring them more into being with the actions that you have to take leading up to this new adventure, okay, which sometimes can be difficult. But from here, we're going to go ahead and see more energies of attitude, uh, when you need to make the move, how you can move into this new energy. So let's go ahead with the Fantasy Cats Oracle. Okay. Okay, and here we have the attitude that you need to hold is desiring intimacy. Yeah. So taking part in this new endeavor is calling you to be. I'm going to do this one too because it was on the deck and I was like kind of staring right at it, which is funny because it says watching. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, so desiring intimacy, coming more into a fulfilling yet authoritarian kind of passion that allows you to be more honest with where you would like to see yourself. Intimacy, in what would be revealed if you were more sensitive at this time with where you truly want to see yourself. And then we have watching. There may be insecurity about being watched do this thing or trying to get this thing to take off without many people watching, but we do have 11, so there's good luck here. And it says no matter what, um, you know, the energy to hold and the how is going to be not being fearful and having the strength. Just allow everything to be what it is. And even if you have watchers, you're victorious because you're the one that's taking the action at the end of the day. You're the one that's moving more into your passion, no matter what other people have to say. Okay. And that's restorative and that's acceptance for yourself. Okay. And it's opportunity of growth here. Yeah, running. So this is very physical energy in this reading, and moving and going and just keeping up with things, and like even if you're tired, to just keep pushing yourself because it's going to take you exactly where you need to go to be like hasta la vista baby, I have expanded, it's time for me to move into this new existence because I can feel my power within me growing so intensely that if I don't make a move, it's kind of like wasted potential. So I am so grateful and happy that you came for this reading, group 2, and I truly look forward to the next one. This energy has been fantastic and I'm really excited for you. If you have anything you want to have me elaborate on while my readings are kind of at the state that they're at right now, maybe I can help elaborate on any questions you have for the pile and give you any further intuitive guidance so that we can connect and you can get what you need at this time. So without further ado, I appreciate you being here and I look forward to the next one. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. Hi, Pile 3. I'm so happy you're here today to hang out with me, to see what the tarot has to say. You chose the Uncharted Sea with number 46. And so the initial energies I'm getting for this card right off the bat are that there's an energy of awaiting what lies beyond or underneath the surface of what you can see before your eyes. There's a very curious energy. There's a curious nature coming from those who chose group 3, like an interest that you want to experience more, uh, and you want to experience more than what meets the eye. And it's calling you to take an uncharted voyage, kind of like into something that you may be calling um, into your existence, that will take blind faith or trust, and trust in that you'll find what you're looking for, right? So I think ultimately this card is a reminder that to believe in possibilities is a way to kind of free your soul from the mundane or the restraints that you may have held onto in your mind, or physically, and by freeing your mind in this way, or being more open to this new experience, you can find an ultimate sense of fulfillment and pleasure than you have ever experienced before. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the tarot now to kind of see what the energies have to say, and kind of more of like an expansion on this Uncharted Sea for yourself. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit would like to say for you, to you. Yeah, I'm getting an energy immediately of kind of like being a bit unbalanced. And we have the Ace of Pentacles that kind of jumped out here in reverse. So it's kind of more of like there is a sense of disillusionment with this pile, not really seeing clearly something that may have to do with like a financial it could be a financial disappointment. Let's go ahead and clarify here. Let's get some more energy on the table here. When you feel ready. Okay. Yeah, we see I have the Six of Wands in reverse as well. We have a lot in reverse right now. This pile could be particularly pessimistic in nature. We have the Knight of Cups popping out underneath the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands in reverse. Let's go ahead and kind of just dive into this initial energy. Okay, so maybe there is some financial disappointment. And I want to just mention really quickly that reversals are not necessarily a bad thing. If the card comes up face up and it's kind of like it can be a more disappointing energy than even the reversal itself, because if we have a card that is of disappointment, we can shift that around and kind of pull ourselves out of the disappointment with what the energies that precede this have to say. So with the Six of Wands, we kind of feel a sense of postponement, like you're waiting for something. There's like a pending sort of like advancement that you want to have happen, but that have not happened yet. And then we have the Five of Swords. Yeah. So the Five of Swords in reverse kind of talks about like a kind of like corrupt nature. This could be a very political sort of energy here with like people. It feels like a need and want to move away from what has felt stagnant and wanting to take a new avenue in a certain situation, because wow, even with flipping the deck, we're still in reverse here. Okay, that's all right. So Five of Swords, we see kind of more of a like profiteering, seeing that some people are trying to gain money in a way that may not be particularly maybe even lawful. This kind of feels like selling damaged goods kind of thing. Like it's kind of a weird energy I'm not used to actually working with. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Wands also in reverse. So this energy for this group is kind of like all flipped around right now. You could be procrastinating on something, not moving forward with something that's going to get you that financial gain that you want to see. We have the Queen of Cups that's talking about a bit of like needing to be more nurturing and warm and tender and understanding of other people's emotions and feelings, because right now the way it is more of like there is a manipulation a manipulationship, we'll call this. There's an energy. I just felt a sense of like a new energy come in that is particularly jealous of something in this in the vicinity of where you are right now. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands speaks on more of like there is a need for a releasing of this energy, and that's what this feels like. Wherever you've been going in deeply about and kind of seeing more superficially on, like, just kind of like, this is more like surface level thinking. So you have the capacity to move into a deeper sort of satisfaction for yourself, but right now we see that you're kind of stuck in this state that is kind of more of a, like, a malnourished representation of sort of like where we need to move into accountability in this situation and recognizing what you're creating for yourself, which could potentially not always be what we want to hear or see. This energy kind of feels a little bit more like no one's yelling at you anymore, so why are you still yelling? That's what it kind of feels like. That's just the energies I'm picking up. I do see a shift in this with your realizations and your recognizing that you can have ultimate fulfillment in your life. You just need to adapt to the energies that bring you more harmony, and sometimes that takes laborious effort, and there is joy in being able to work hard to shift these energies, because we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. And conversely, this actually talks about um, a more of find the words, dear. Like, find the words to express yourself and to be able to be more open about where you want to see yourself moving into the future. Okay. And this is calling to have a reassessment for where you're currently seeing yourself. Let's go ahead and clarify a little bit more here about what we need to hear for how we can shift this energy. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, 10. Things have been too much lately, and there is a need to call back your energy here. There's a sort of yeah, I see kind of like a backstabbing energy, like somebody really has not been faithful to you or honest, or they're throwing negative comments and fears and thoughts your way that's not serving anybody. That's going to go back to them times 10 as well, which is kind of like shame on them. Your form of retaliation and revenge is not working out in your benefit. This is not going to go the way that you see it. As it stands, we have the Lovers in reverse as well. My goodness. So this is talking about a sense of so when we have the Lovers, we can think of it as a primordial choice. Okay, so like something that has been preordained, predestined, um, and having it be in reverse may talk about having wow, yeah, huh. I think, sorry for my pause, I'm just really taking this one in because this talks about discord. This talks about interference within a relationship. This talks about being tempted by other things, wanting to move out into the sea and find different fish, and maybe feeling kind of like by complaining and being irritated and throwing that energy at someone, um, that may be a mistake in a level of ignorance for where that person stands, and to be more open to kind of understand them if you want to see better things for your future, because what you speak into existence with the law of attraction is what you're going to get back. So if you're not coming up with plans and solutions and having goals that are going to help better suit you in life, then you're just going to create more of a problem for yourself. So being able to take a step back and look at things for what they are, step away from any altercations and any rashness that may have you have this hot-headed nature. And this could speak to, I'm not targeting anyone here when I say this may be that person that you're dealing with energy, like overall, this is where they're at, and or the situation. This could be like having to do with how you feel at work too, and like wanting to step away, and with this disorientation and inconsistency, that's leading to like an overflow of kind of the bad feelings of defeat. We need to not match that energy with more prejudice. and defensiveness and resistance. We want to be able to open more up into, although you may be passive, it's within your own traditions and being able to be victorious in what you're wishful of and what makes you happy, and knowing your values is what's going to bring you into a more restorative energy that allows you to see beyond the surface and go deeper into what you want to see for your future here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and clarify this energy with some oracle to kind of get more of an idea of where we're headed and where we can kind of make our situation better at this time, because it feels like there's a lot of there's some heavy energy on negativity here and pessimism, and we need to find our purpose. Why are we feeling this way? We need to transform. We need to move out the old and bring in the new. Things are changing at a cellular level, and it's a call for deep healing at this time, to attune yourself and to be more self-assured, and to let go of what you're mourning, um, because the level of deception here, it's not serving anyone, and it's making you have a postponement of something. Something is not moving forward. You are not able to advance because of this defeat that you're holding on to. Okay. Yeah, what you're holding on to is causing you to feel stuck right now, and that's what's causing you to be so grumpy. Excuse that noise. And we pray for their souls. Okay. Where are you being called to journey to? Where is it that you feel like you need to take on this own personal voyage, whether it's going within, or if it's starting something new? We have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations in divine plan. And what this tells me too is that you need to be more focused on your journey at this point in your life. You've kind of been there, done that. You've seen so many things. You've experienced so much, and yet you have not experienced enough. Right? You feel like there may be something lacking, or something that has that you may need to leave behind, because it's not leading you to things like familial bliss, or there's too much competitiveness, right? There's like a lack of communication. You feel a bit defensive. And here is a call to find your opulence and to recognize that there's a divine plan. And so if you're coming unhinged with this stuff in your mind, it's your spirits are calling you to release what ails you, and what's causing you to be impatient and yet postponing. It's like you're not moving forward the way you want to, because you're allowing yourself to be held back with superficiality. Okay. And we want to move out of that childishness. Okay. We have temptations. It says you are in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty. This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever is, guys, okay, in disguise, whatever is hidden from you, whatever you need to go a little bit deeper with yourself and be more clear with yourself about what's actually burdening you at this time. Okay, we have hidden depths, yeah, and going deeper within. It says something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Yes, freeing yourself from the restraints that we've put on ourselves. Okay. This feels like a spiritual journey. This feels like, yeah, whatever's been holding you back, whatever you have baggage about, has caused you to have to be very, very independent. And that's something that we need to release at this time. And then we have tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So whatever the positive thing is right now in your life that you have been exposing yourself to is it's helping you reinvigorate and awaken the demand within yourself that contributes to a new opportunity, a new way of seeing that you're not actually stuck, um, and that you can move forward. You can move forward from whatever this is that's holding you back, whatever you're tempted by. Yeah, you just simply have to be more open to a new perspective. We have openness that just kind of flew right out. I don't know if you guys can see me shuffling, but I'm sure you can definitely hear it. This is all coming out in its own divine way. I shuffle on camera so that we know that it's legit and that I flow as I go. Everything moves through the way that it's meant to. Okay, and then these two want to speak as well. Sometimes you just know, sometimes you just feel it. Okay, and that is also a channeled message for you. Like sometimes you just know when you need to walk away or be fulfilled in a different way, and to know that if things aren't moving forward, if you have too much of a tight grip on something, you need to kind of loosen it up a bit and find better energetics for the situation, even if that means you have to have some sort of shadow or some sort of like bond with someone else that helps you get out of your head, and to not be so hot-headed and to be more honest with yourself about how you're feeling. We also have forgiveness and we have success. The more you forgive the situation and the people, I don't know why it works, but every time you are more open about what you're feeling and experiencing, there is a level of attunement to the energy of forgiveness that allows you to actually be more successful as a result. When you allow yourself to let go of the things, especially in your past, that you're defensive of, that were bringing you in the wrong direction, that are a bit more that you didn't want to tap into. Okay, part of healing is going in and accepting what had happened and releasing it with forgiveness to allow yourself to open up to better opportunities. And part of doing that is holding yourself accountable, right? To be able to hold yourself accountable enough to be like, I am better than I've ever been, and that makes me successful because I'm no longer in a state of omission. Okay. So with that intensity of energy, I'm going to go ahead and speak with the angels now and see what they have to say, because this energy, like I get chills sometimes when they're calling in to speak. And also to note that whenever I'm picking all my piles are a little bit different. All my groups are a little bit different in what decks that I choose. And I even have some off to the side that have yet to be called to be used. I do everything intuitively. So if you see a different deck in one pile than another, that's just simply because I'm following my intuition. And that could be a read for you in being able to be successful in doing the same. Okay, follow your intuition, follow the guidance that you feel is best for what's niggling in your heart. There's this little like nudge, okay, that's demanding to be listened to at this time within you, okay? That's going to help you move forward, okay? Because where you're lacking fulfillment is because of things that are holding you back, like manipulation and jealousy. And this may not even be from you. These are just simply things that you're feeling, right? Okay. We have raise or promotion. So this could talk about your business. This could talk about work. This could talk about moving up in a way. This could even talk about moving into a new space or place that allows you to like regenerate your energy and just be better tapped into where you have order in your life. It says, congratulations, an increase in abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. I don't doubt that you have a great balance in being able to see things for what they truly are. But you have the energy of being able to truly and genuinely see both sides of the coin here. Like this feels like someone who's really able to kind of use their pessimism, I want to say, as a skill almost in revealing what it is that you've been, whatever you aimlessly you focus on, you're just as capable of being able to, you know, wind up and see the underlying energies that need to be released. And that is a gift that you have to be able to build your own prosperity. But you have to do the inner work. You have to go within. You have to see underneath the surface. And sometimes it's easier to just not go within and see things more superficially. And I respect that because it's hard. It is hard to go in and cultivate your own concord, and you can just be more humorous about things. But you have natural gifts, and you have natural gifts in craft, so to no longer postpone those things. We have positivity, faith, and optimism. You need to bring more positivity, faith, and optimism into the situations that bring you that this lack of movement and the discomfort. This could be like a group of people around you as well. I just want to note really quickly that kind of have this energy of carelessness. You don't have to be that way also. It says you open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. So although you may have found yourself in a pitfall, recognize it as a rite of passage, a new attunement to what was clinging on to you. It was naivety, okay? Hedonism, indulgence. It was sexualist in nature, just very dreamy, but it was also a burden. And it's something to recognize it may be time to let go of for more familial bliss and merriment, okay? You want more for your life and for your family, not oppression. So it says pay yourself first, okay? Make yourself the most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future, okay? And whenever I get this card too, it feels like, it's super important to be able to love and appreciate yourself, for being here, and to recognize that what you've gained is a success and you're allowed to enjoy that too. In fact, you are called to enjoy it as well, because it's something that's going to bring you into a restorative energy that allows you to be more energetically protected when dealing with things that you care for, right? Okay. Okay, we have some busy crisis outside today. Sorry if you've heard that. We pray for their souls. Thank you. Yeah, so I think too that is calling to recognize that that happened twice in this group. So whatever it is that needs to shift is definitely an emergency. Okay, it's definitely needs to move quickly and get where it's going. Okay, before there's some sort of, cataclysm. Okay, maybe there was a riot. No, I'm just kidding. Healing the heart, going within, feeling what's truly inside of you. What have you been defensive about? What do you need to be more sensitive with? What do you need to communicate? Okay. Maybe about your passions, maybe about what you're aspiring to do, to bring more clarity for yourself through this spiritual sort of like realization. What is your heart demanding you to be more warm about, to be more tender about? Okay. Possibly to let go of internal contention. Okay. Yeah, a merry motive. Look at that. Okay. A merry motive. Motives can be sometimes seen as more of an antagonist sort of energy, but to be existing within a merry sort of energy, this could simply talk about, where you're happy exploring, like kind of is enough for now, and to be able to stay motivated and what brings you like joy and contentment, and where your efforts in productivity are going to make you kind of have more opportunity here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the Oracle of E, and this is kind of a nice clarifier that's like very consistent energy. Every time I've pulled from this deck, it feels right, so I felt called to use it today. I am determined. Okay. Let's say that 3 times. I am determined, I am determined, I am determined. We have 17. Baggage, be gone. Okay, so whatever is holding you back right now, number 17, baggage, be gone. Come on now. Aren't you tired of being stooped over from all that emotional baggage? The thing is, it all happened yesterday. This is now. And with one flick of your powerful, energetic finger, you can send that old has been baggage overboard into the drink. It is high time to fly free. Let it go, my friend. Let it go, my friend. Okay, with the Uncharted Sea, baggage be gone, throw it overboard. Okay, it will not hold it back if you do not. It will not hold you back if you do not let it anymore. Do you understand? And that is a shift in attitude and the energy that you need to hold at this time. I'm going to go ahead and see about when this needs to happen, kind of how it needs to happen, in the energy that you need to hold, okay, for this. Yeah. Desiring more belonging, okay? The Fantasy Cats oracles want to call you into an attitude of feeling out where you belong. Okay, that's going to really help you feel less vulnerable, because there are people for you on this spiritual journey that are going to help you to accelerate your productivity and to awaken your potential. Okay. Oh, nice. And we have traveling right underneath the Uncharted Sea. So this is calling you to make moves, to shift your energy, to find a more spiritual path that's going to allow you to see past temptations, and be more happy with where you're successful now, from letting go of these lesser energies. Because you are being called to be seen in a higher light now, from either you're about to, or you have let go of something that has set you back. Okay. This energy that was careless, that was kind of trying to cling and attach onto you. Okay. There's been penance for this situation. Okay. And now you're being compensated for your actions. Okay. For making better choices. We also have fall. Yes, letting what no longer, look at 2 black kitties here. That's so cute. And for me, black cats are actually good luck, because I said, when I was younger, I was like, no, I like cats so much that when I see a black cat, it's just going to be good luck, because I like cats. And ever since then, it's just been a thing for me. Like, I see black cats as good luck now. Okay. So that could be an energy for you to see things that are more unorthodox or bohemian, as actually like really good signs, that you're kind of like seeing beyond the preordained picture for yourself, and what was set out before you, and recognizing the quiet joy of transition, and where you were coming out of a situation is going to bring you back down to earth, and what matters more to you now that you've let go of the thing that is no longer serving you, that is indulgent, that is greedy or grieving, okay, or troubled. Okay, those energies can disappear now by grace and God. Thank you. Okay. So to conclude your reading, I'm going to go ahead and talk with the Forest Fae. Okay. Kind of see what they have to say. We have the Thimble Witch. There was magic in beginnings, so start something new. Okay, start something new. Be curious, explore the uncharted sea of your mind and see what you can come up with. Be more creative. Open yourself up to new ideas and change through your imagination. Okay. I'm not calling you to be unreasonable. I'm calling you to be nurturing. Okay. More sensitive with where your energies feel like they need to be explored. Okay. Okay. And then we have the old one, the ancestors call, seek their wisdom. Okay. This is a time to call upon your higher guides, your ancestors, your spirits, about anything that you're trying to make a conclusion on, or to have them bestow you some wisdom, as the dreamer that you are, and to know that they speak through nostalgia as well. So your memories and things that you feel very sure of from your life, to remember the good things too, and to see it as a sign of where you're headed. And that's how they'll speak with you through your memories. Okay. Thank you for joining me today, Pile 3 or Group 3. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay. I'm really looking forward to the next one. And if you want to connect in the comments about anything that you experienced in this reading that while I have the time to communicate it, maybe I can give further guidance on any questions you may have. I would love to engage with you. So, yeah, until then, I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.